Dulce.
What is up, everybody? It is episode 22 of the fAnaticZ podcast. I'm Damien.
Frank.
Dylan back at it.
Well, you had a message, Dylan, earlier. What were you saying?
LA.
Fuck LA.
Sheesh.
We just had to start off with that because they've been spending outrageous amounts of money. Everybody's going to LA.
They have more deferments than the government.
Yeah, I'm surprised they have this amount of money, and it's kind of like frustrating as an Arizona Diamondbacks fan.
I mean, hey, to be fair, a lot of our older players try to go to LA and get rings, so that's a fair.
I mean, I don't know. It's like there has to be like some kind of like luxury tax or salary cap. You feel me? But there's not. Like I saw something the other day. Like they have like almost $1.2 billion in like deferred payments.
That's just ridiculous.
I look at it this way: the only thing that it is doing is it's going to force baseball to put in a salary cap because it's just like other teams, other owners are even getting to the point where it's just like we're not going to potentially play if it gets to that point. I don't think it would, but you never know. Either way, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it just prevents teams that aren't rich from like really winning big.
Well, it's like it's like only the fans and like the players and the team are saying like, oh, like you have an owner that actually like spends the money and all that. But it's like if you have all these deferred payments, can you actually afford all these contracts at once though? Probably
Yeah.
not.
See, I
So
feel like if you can't work that contract out while they're still playing, then there's no deal. Like all basically freaking Otani's deal is well, I was gonna say more so Soto's deal. It's gonna be basically a new Bobby Bonilla.
Is everybody lagging out?
what?
What?
I don't want to get. You guys are kind of lagging out for me. Are you
We're good.
Are you guys? Are you seeing like each
You're
other
the one
lag
that's
out?
lagging out. You're the one that's lagging again.
Really? It doesn't seem like it for me. Fuck, you guys are laggy, but it's okay.
But hey, happy thoughts. Baseball's right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers report in less than a month.
And we're gonna have a bunch of different pitchers and catchers, hopefully, than we had last year. Well, we don't really need too many more catchers, but definitely different pitchers. And they're gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see
especially it really. Oh, it's funny because everybody, we were just talking about the Dodgers and all their money. I look at it this way: they've paid all this money in the past, and they don't have any more rings than anybody else. So they'll just lose in the NLDS.
But
That's
it's like
hilarious.
with the roster that we have now, do you think that we can compete in the best of 7 though against LA?
Right. The only thing that does concern me though is the back end of our bullpen, and that's almost against anybody though, fairly.
Yeah, we've been talking about closer situation. Now we for sure know we need one with Seawall going to Cleveland for on a 1-year deal.
I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
that's
it's got to be Martinez at least going into camp and spring training.
I don't necessarily think we're gonna settle with Martinez. I think we're at least gonna settle with Ginkgo Martinez at 7 and 8, run that back, but then we gotta find somebody solid at 9. Hopefully that won't blow games as much as Seawall did.
Well, look at it this way: Nelson's gonna still be on the staff, so I feel like they'll probably use him as like a middle relief, or who knows.
Yeah, no, regardless of who takes over, I think Justin Martinez will be like a bridge quarterback. he'll be the person until we find the actually real person. But anything is going to be better than SeaWorld, so I'm pretty happy he's gone.
Oh my God! Last year it was, instead of seawall, it was sewage.
I'm dead. That's great.
I know, I like that one.
But man, I just hope Kendrick is not done, because it'd be kind of underwhelming just to have the Naylor deal and then the Corbin Burns and then do absolutely nothing about the bullpen unless Hazen and Lavulo have some faith in a guy that we're not even thinking about yet.
I would hate to be the Diamondbacks owner just because the Dodgers spend so much money and it puts so much pressure on me to spend more money.
Well, it's not even just that. You have literally everybody in our division that has spent a ridiculous amount of money just to compete against one another in the division. You got the Giants, you got the Padres. It's just
imagine a team like the Rockies right now trying to rebuild. And
that's at the Rockies.
Yes. Imagine that, bro, trying to rebuild in their farm system with how heavy this division is getting.
I feel bad for them.
They're the White Sox of our.
That's funny.
And it's not their fault.
I think that next year people are looking kind of like we fell off a little bit, but now that we got Corbin Burns, I think that the Diamondbacks are going to be really good next year, and people aren't even going to expect it. So,
100%. Like, Merrill Kelly is the number 3. You got Eduardo and Fat at 4 and 5. Like, that is insanely deep. And then whatever happens to Montgomery, maybe he even becomes a fill-in 6.
Yeah, I think he'll play a role because, like we were talking about before, even if he doesn't want to stay here, he's got to play well to get a good contract the next time out. So I'm scared of these Diamondback pitchers this year. They all got something to prove. So
top to bottom. Burns has that. Burns is gonna try to show that contract is valid. Gallen's trying to earn a contract. Kelly's trying to come back from a little bit of a hiccup last year, and same with Erod.
Right, I'm sure that Erod and Montgomery aren't going to be like, oh, I'm just cool with being one of the worst pitchers on the team. They're going to want to show, hey, I'm just as good as Corbin Burns. Hey, I'm just as good as Zach Gallen. So.
Right. But I mean, you're paying Montgomery, $25 million. You'd hope you get something out of him.
Right, and I can't believe we can even say all those names, and say they're all on our team. It's just nuts. It's like a all-star baseball team for all the pitcher side, starting pitchers at least.
Just hopefully we can start out the year healthy with all of them,
Yeah,
and not just throw them in the mixture of everything. So
the biggest guys I think offensively we're gonna need to keep healthy is obviously Marte and Gabby.
Yeah, for sure. Marte, Gabby, Corbin.
And then we'll have Gurriel hopefully having another big year.
Suarez hopefully too.
Yes.
Dude, I think our lineup is as deep as our freaking pitching staff.
Yeah, honestly. We were the team with the most runs in baseball, and we lost Christian Walker. And to be honest with you, Christian Walker, he was good, but he wasn't like the main guy last year getting all the runs. So,
right. The only thing that you do downgrade though with losing Walker is his defensive awareness.
He's gonna have that same production behind the plate, Josh.
Yeah, for sure.
So he hit almost pretty much 110 RBIs last year and 38-ish home runs around that ballpark.
He's a good RBI home run guy.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what Walker was too. So
we definitely need guys that are going to hit with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
That's another weakness we tend to always have. We can't bring them home when we get good scoring opportunities.
Facts. But I'm confident this year for some reason.
I'm excited. The Diamondbacks are coming up here for 3 days. I will try to be there for at least 2 of them.
2 of them. Look at you, big dog.
Yeah, look at you. I love it.
You trying to go for that series win?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Taking the kiddo to the first baseball game.
That's cool. That's always a cool experience. First baseball game. I remember my first baseball game. I didn't go with my parents. I went with some weird like foster care organization thing, but it was still cool. We got to meet Baxter. We got to go down in the dugout with the players, and shit was disgusting. That's one thing I'll never forget. Is the dugout was disgusting, but it was cool.
Oh yeah, dude. My first taste of baseball in Arizona was my dad had a friend that worked for the Sidewinders and took care of all the umpires. So he'd get us tickets. We got to sit behind home plate when the Sidewinders still exist. So that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
How much should tickets go for Detroit?
Oh shoot. I mean they're probably going up this year, but they're normally around, 15, $20 a ticket.
Wow.
Prices.
But since they went to the playoffs, they're probably gonna jump up to 40.
That's funny. Well, I know they have I know Detroit is like a very loyal city, so they'll probably still have people packing the place.
Oh, 100%. Like, it doesn't matter if, whatever team is losing, they pack the house. Like, everybody shows out.
Yeah, when the Diamondbacks suck, the tickets are like $5 and nobody's there.
Dude, I'd be there just for the food and the game.
Yeah, I sometimes I just go to baseball games just because if I'm gonna be bored at home, I might as well be bored watching one of my favorite teams.
Yeah, shoot, if you're gonna spend $5 or $10 sitting on your phone, you might as well go to a game that costs that much.
Exactly. Sit on the lawn, sit and eat some hot dogs and shit.
I would have to spend about $50 to sit by the grass at Coors Field. Not too bad.
Jeez.
When the Dbacks come to town and smash
Oh
the
my
Rockies.
God. I just wanted to do that.
Woo.
The D-backs versus the Rockies is always going to be a dub. No, I'm just kidding. They beat us sometime.
See, that's the thing. Like, no matter what Colorado's record is, like, you're always going to lose a game or two to them.
I might go to Colorado for a game or two. My ex-girlfriend lives out there, and so does my sister. So I might go out there and see the film.
Just grow up here and get in the cold.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Damien hates the cold.
With all my heart and soul.
He would rather fry in the oven.
100%.
Dude, that's how I am. And I'm in the wrong state.
That's hilarious. I bet it's so bad.
Dude, we just had like -5 yesterday.
We just got done with that too over here.
Sheesh, I can't do the negative temperatures, man. I've only experienced it once, and never again.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's like, I want to go back west.
Come on. Go back west. Go back west. Go back west.
That is the goal.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to think. Are we going to talk about the Phoenix Suns, or are we going to talk about the Arizona Cardinals?
I feel like we should talk about the Suns with all the buzz that there's a different like rumor or story that drops about us every hour, it seems like.
Yeah, the Suns are making headlines, all thanks to one man.
The Ish, then the Butler.
Yeah, I mean, it's intriguing why we trade for those 3 first-round picks, but I don't know, man. I'm mixed on that Jimmy Butler bag.
See, I look at it this way. We have, like, if we want to use them in a trade, we have valuable picks that somebody's going to want, or we set ourselves up to actually get back in the draft and rebuild our roster because we don't know if KD's going to re-sign with us or not.
Well, I mean, I think personally, since the first 2 games of Nick Williams, I think we're playing a lot better already, honestly. I don't see a reason why we need to put Nurkic back out there.
Nah, me either. Nick Richards is doing his job, and
Richards, my bad.
yo, good. Whatever. He used to go by Nick Williams a long time ago. No, I'm just kidding. But he's been a freaking revelation, dude. 15 boards. Yes, we just need a faster center. That's all I've been saying. We got a faster center now. If we can do, listen, if we get Jimmy Butler, cool. I'm not the biggest fan of that trade. To keep it real with you, I don't think it does anything significant for us, but it's a better construction of a team than what we have right now. And I feel like we'd be playoff contenders at least. We wouldn't get swept in the first round if we had Jimmy. But
oh yeah, Jimmy's got that dog mentality, and he would make everybody around him work harder. Just look what he did with those Heat teams that had no business being in the NBA Finals.
yeah, but there's also the thing about Jimmy Butler that can ruin the team as well, like he did in like Minnesota and Philadelphia, where the people weren't responding well to his Michael Jordan like push you around tactics, and they were just like, get this guy out of here because he's fucking calling everyone soft and punching people in the head, being Jimmy Butler. But I think what we should do with those 3 first-round picks is get players, hustlers, scrappers.
I don't know if you guys heard, but rumor is that Nurk could be headed back to Portland for Duop Reith and is it Dingy?
Denny.
But
Denny. I've been hearing that, but I haven't seen any like real NBA sources saying that.
Fair. It's just like with this whole.
There was a real estate guy on Twitter that said it.
I feel like we're just in that same wormhole that we were in when the KD rumors were floating around, and we were like, "There's no fucking way KD's coming to Phoenix. Come on, guys, get real." And then, it showed anything goes.
That's true.
We can get much more with those 3 first-round picks instead of just shipping it off for one player.
That's fair.
I remember us talking about a couple weeks ago involving a third team, but now I've been seeing from ESPN and even NBA, if the Butler trade were to get done and him going to Phoenix, there need to be a 4th team to be involved.
Oh yeah, because the Bucks don't want Beal now. That's being reported.
That's being reported.
I saw Bill wanted to go to the Bucks. He'd be willing.
Yeah, I saw that Bill wanted to go to the Bucks, but you're saying that the Bucks don't want Bill.
There was a contradictory statement today, but again, so people drop sources all the time, whether they're credible or not. That's when we find out.
Right, for sure. And also, there's also an aspect of negotiation too. The Bucks might not want Bill at that price.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's what's literally holding the trade up for anybody with him. They don't want to take that kind of money for a guy that's shown this year that he can't stay on the court.
Suns would have to pay a certain amount of that contract while he's there.
I mean, at this point, HBA needs to do that if he's going to do the move like that, because he's the person who screwed this all up in the first place. I don't put this on James Jones whatsoever. This is 100% HBA telling him, hey, get me a super team.
Right.
NFL, super teams don't win anymore. We just need hustle players. We need the Roy Hashimoto's of the world, the Austin Reeves. We need players like that.
Well, and you need some guy like Chris Paul to bring it all together.
We don't even need Bradley. We'd be just fine with Katie and Book. Honestly, we just bring in the right guys as long as we ship Beal off,
That's how I feel. Get rid of Bill and Nurkic for mad bench players.
And those 3 first-round picks. You can do so much than just getting Butler.
Yeah, I agree with that. Who cares if Butler's throwing a temper tantrum? If we could get other players and get more Nick Richards, and have KD and Book just be out there, and then we have a solid, maybe get one big type player, but not super big, like not Tobias Harris, but like his caliber, someone that could really score off the bench,
I've said it before. Philadelphia is not in a great spot. Let's see what they want for Kelly Oubre.
I would love Kelly Oubre, man. He's cheap. You wouldn't even have to give up. You could give up a first round pick and you can get Kelly Oubre and something else maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Kelly's not worth the first round pick.
That's what I'm saying. You can
You
give
can
up
give
a
him
first
like
round pick and you can get Kelly plus something else.
Yeah, probably a pick swap or a second rounder.
Exactly. Back. We can get like Kelly Oubre and like a second round pick, which still gives us a pick, and we get a good player. And man, that would be one move with one of those first round picks. Boom. And then we package Nurk and one of those first round picks for maybe a couple players or just one player that's really good.
I was gonna say we need guys on our bench that are have length, can hustle,
that know their bench players.
Right.
We don't need no more people that don't want to go to the bench.
See, the thing that's frustrating most about the big three, it seems like the team mainly is fine and has a decent record when it's just KD and Book. But the minute we throw Beal into the equation, I believe we're like 12-8, 12-9 when all three of them play together.
That's still a winning record.
Right, but like there's a huge drop off when they're all playing together. As opposed to just
I just think if Beal came off the bench, that would be good.
Dominant players.
Yeah, Beal needs to come off the bench. He needs to be that second person that sacrifices and just goes ham, absolute banana sandwich off the bench, or trade him.
And like I want to give Beal the benefit of the doubt because like you have the reports that we're using him as trade bait. This that, but you got the reports that it's just like hey, I just want to get healed up and I want to help Phoenix win. So I feel that. So if we can get back to that without I don't know, the Jimmy Butler hysteria, we start winning basketball games, that would be more than fine. But as we've seen, we're just not going to win with Booker, KD, and Beal.
Yeah, bro, we're doing bad. In the standings, we're below the Los Angeles Clippers, who haven't had Kawhi Leonard the whole year. They're like far above us in the standings.
We are literally paying over $550 million to be one game over 500.
Yeah, it's really nuts.
Well, we're 2-0 with Nick, so
right, we'll keep it rolling
trust the process.
Yeah, at this point, we just gotta trust the process because, like, there's rumors that Cam Johnson might come back. We can get Cam Johnson back. That'd be cool.
I would love that.
I mean, the Nets do want first round picks.
I would love that.
We get shit. Give me D'Lo too. D'Lo and Book are friends.
Dude, okay. Book or D'Lo, Cam Johnson, give him a first.
Nurkic, goodbye. Go to Brooklyn.
Nurkic and Bull.
Why we gotta give up Bull? Hey, if that's the deal, hey, we'll make it.
They were chanting MVP for him yesterday.
Because if we can get D'Lo, but D'Lo would want to start, and Tyus Jones wouldn't like that.
Bull get more minutes in Brooklyn, I would say.
Yeah, Bull would play in Brooklyn for sure. He'd probably play on any other team.
It's been shown that when he's been given more minutes, he actually thrives in his role. If you look at it in Orlando, he was balling when he was given minutes, but Phoenix is just not giving it to him. We just don't know,
Yeah, I was a ball hater just for fun, but I do think he deserves more minutes.
I mean, you can't go wrong with when you're coming off the bench and the crowd is chanting your name or an MVP when you barely play. That's love.
So I'm gonna be real. Since we're talking about the Suns, like, what do you guys feel about Mike Budenholzer at this point? Because and it doesn't really seem like it's a different team from when Frank Vogel was the coach, and that's coming from the person that wanted Frank Vogel fired more than Kevin Durant.
I mean, I look at it this way. The one thing I can say that I do appreciate about Coach Bud is he is not afraid to completely switch things up, which obviously sometimes this year we've seen that's a completely horrible idea. But the fact that he's just willing to, change lineups, change this, that, things on the fly, adjustments that, last year Vogel was just standing there like, run it.
I mean, it's really his first year into this whole Big Three project, but I feel like it's more urgent now to kind of figure out the solution ASAP mid-season into the finals kind of situation, So
I
I feel
agree
like
with you.
he and front office realizes, even us fans, that it's just not it with this experiment anymore. And we just got to find ways around mainly KD and Booker now. And so far, we're 1 for 1 with the recent trade. Let's see what we can do with the first round picks, too.
I'm
So
kind of in that same boat with you, man. Like, it's not really nothing to judge, especially because I feel like there's a mindset problem with the players that we have. They just seem to give up. Like a team will get up on us 5, 10 points, and then it feels like we can't come back. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird. We have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. We should never be losing these games like that. Like,
well, not even just that. It's just the fact that we're in these games where we're down late in the game, and we got guys, instead of being focused and being frustrated, you got guys laughing and joking around when we're losing by 15 points.
Yeah, it's weird.
And these guys, are supposed to be the guys that are getting us over that hump.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with these dudes, man. But it's really
But
not.
one thing I will say is, depending on whatever happens with the Jimmy Butler situation, you just wonder how the relationship with Beal is going to be going forward if he does have to stay, given everything that's been, rumored and said in the media, etc.
Well, I'll put it like this: the relationship was probably ruined the second Bradley Beal got interviewed, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in trade rumors. Oh, well, they got to address me first because I hold all the cards." That was the day everything was messed up because Kevin Durant actually holds all the cards, and if Kevin Durant's saying he wants to play with Jimmy Butler, and that gets back to Bill, he's gonna be like, "Fuck Kevin Durant."
yeah, it's not gonna mix good in the locker room.
Nah.
So
And that hasn't been.
we're to the point where it's almost like you have to force it.
Yeah, now we have to trade him probably.
Shoot, I've even seen Chicago and Detroit being thrown around for destinations to take on Brad's contract.
If I was Bradley Beal, I'd be pissed off because he probably got catered to, shown so much love, told he was going to be the future of the franchise. Book and KD probably were so friendly to him, and then after a year of it not working, they're like, let's get rid of this dude. That would be frustrating. You gotta uproot your family and go live in a different city. That sucks. But it's
When
not
is
worth
the trade deadline exactly?
Huh?
When is the trade deadline exactly?
February 6th.
February 6th.
We still have time, quite a bit, to see when and if it does develop.
We got like 12 days max.
Yeah.
The thing with Pat Riley, it's either going to happen by the end of the weekend or it's going to happen down to the last hour on February 6th.
Yeah. I was assuming it would happen yesterday or today, honestly.
Oh, yeah, that suspension is Jimmy's going to be completely checked out now. He's like, if you don't get rid of me, I swear I'm going to start all these, I'm going to, be a distraction until you do.
Yeah. I think that suspension is like the time frame when he's getting traded in the next 2 days.
But what if something doesn't go right in Phoenix, though? And he carries that attitude with us in Phoenix. And we already
That's what I
know
was thinking too.
we already know the short fuse that KD has. KD takes no shit, Definitely Booker. It's Booker's team, and Booker will be like, hell no,
See,
So
no disrespect to Booker, like he is our franchise player. He's been here for the long haul, but most of the season, actually most of the past couple of years you've seen, it looks more like KD's team than Book's now.
Kind of does.
really,
I mean, the way that the media presents it and the way that everybody talks, Devin Booker included, I kind of feel like he does defer to KD, and probably because he grew up watching KD or whatever. But in reality, the team is Booker's because Booker's younger, Booker's the future. You know what I mean? Like, but I think there would be an understanding, I guess, because the city doesn't care about Kevin Durant and Jimmy Butler like they care about Devin Booker.
the day Kevin Durant was brought in here, overnight traded, it was basically a compliment to Booker. So since day one, like it wasn't be like, oh, it's Kevin Durant's team now. That was the main purpose, was to compliment Booker to make this team better. So
Man, I feel like the worst thing that they did with this team was not let Chris Paul play with KD and Booker long enough.
Right. Well, none of that team really got to play together. They should have kept that thing together. I honestly go as far to say they should have made Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson untradeable at that point. They could have gotten it done with some other player. They could have sent a Kogi or something back then, somebody else. You know what I mean? I'd have been like, sorry, you're not getting Mikal Bridges.
Well, and the wild thing is, it's just like,
do whatever else you want, but no Mikal Bridges.
We basically lost Mikal, and he's not even there anymore. Cam Johnson's on the trade block. We lost our, two of our cornerstones for essentially, KD, and they're not even on the team we traded them to anymore. Essentially,
they're not. Oh, I mean, Cam Johnson is still over there, but
I have a feeling he's gonna get moved before the 6th.
100%, he's getting traded.
And I hope it's
Nets are just a infinite reclamation project. They're just always rebuilding. The Nets will be rebuilding forever.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Cam is coming here. I don't think he will, but it would be dope.
Yeah, I think that's just more like fandom want, not like a reality thing, just like what the fans want.
Oh yeah, no, the reality is a crazy one where there's a 3 quarter chance that Jimmy Butler is a Sun by the end of the weekend, but there's also the opposite. That's just like nothing happens.
Yeah.
That's going to go to the 6. That's what I think.
Yeah, I was going to say Pat Riley is such a stonewall.
I think Pat Riley's going to trade Jimmy Butler, but he's going to try his best not to trade him to Phoenix.
Well, it's funny because before we got on here tonight, I saw an random media blurb, but it's just like Jimmy Butler's new request: anywhere but Memphis.
It probably means that the Phoenix talks aren't going the way they're supposed to, huh?
I'd be concerned about his safety with Josh. I don't know.
That's so funny.
Hey, at least they don't have John Gilbert Arenas on the same team.
Ja is Gilbert Arenas. No,
or John Derek Fisher.
That's so funny. Gilbert Arenas was actually gangster. Ja was acting.
Dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gilbert, his son has a chance to play at U of A too, just like LeBron's kid.
Imagine that. Hibachi Jr. and LeBron James' kid on the same team.
That would be insane. I'm sorry, like if they don't win the Natty with that group, that's a fucking massive disappointment.
You guys got a chance again. I'm actually gonna go to some U of A games to see LeBron James. LeBron James.
Dude, Tucson is gonna be insane on game day next year.
I think I'm gonna say this every time we talk about it.
Like I'm not even a LeBron guy at all, and I'm hyped for that. Like that's so big for the school.
I wasn't a LeBron guy originally, but the more people hated him, the more it made me love him. So now I'm a LeBron guy.
He's not a bad dude. He's genuinely a pretty good dude.
And he's really good at basketball too.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Whatever. Enough about LeBron James. This isn't a LeBron James podcast.
Unless he ever come on for a guest.
Yeah. Then it can be all about LeBron. Imagine LeBron James in the fourth bubble being like, what is this bootleg ass podcast? Why am I lagging? That's hilarious. But yeah, that we talked a lot about the Phoenix Suns, man.
Well, it's crazy. We're number 10 in the freaking West right now, but We're literally a couple games away from being in that 4 or 5 spot.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like the worst is over.
Kind of weird.
We'll glue it together. We'll start getting better and better now that we have a real center. And we just got to get rid of the bad baggage, and I feel like the team will start playing good.
We got to figure out what we're like. What I don't understand is, like, he played a couple minutes last night because we were up by 20, but it's just like, what was the point other than depth signing Damian Lee if you're not going to use the man?
Yeah, it's
nostalgia.
tough.
I don't know.
Like, at least give him a situation. Like, he's a lethal shooter when you give him a chance.
For sure. I think he's just trying to figure out what works.
But yeah, that's why we don't get paid to be the coaches.
Unfortunately. The team might win if we did.
Oh. He's coming for your job, bud.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can swap careers, you and Coach Bud, Dame.
That would be funny. He has a great rap name anyways, Coach Bud. Nah, hey, I'll take that championship. But he won his championship against us. He didn't really win it, so we gave it to him. That's why he came to coach here.
Ugh, yeah.
We surrendered that thing. We were up 2-0. Wait, I don't want to go into this.
Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Very
It
painful.
always happens when I start talking about Coach Bud, though. It just makes me remember, oh, yeah, this is the bastard that beat us.
Dude, you know what's messed up? There are so many Arizona sports rabbit holes that you can jump into for failed championship. Should have been wins.
Sad.
We got the World Series. We got the Super Bowl. We got the finals. Oh. See, Dylan's already drinking.
Not yet.
Oh. Oh, man.
But a topic that does make me drink next, though.
Cards.
Part of Damien's idea.
Cards.
Yep.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating to watch this team, but I kind of wonder, man. Is it the players that we have, is it the coaches, or is it the Cardinals themselves? Because as you guys already know, the topic, so many different players, coaches have gone on to win Super Bowls, make the playoffs, and just genuinely do better at their jobs after leaving the Cardinals organization. So, do you think there's any kind of like reason to that, or?
I mean, obviously, the one thing that sticks out to everybody in the league is, Bidwell, unfortunately. And I feel like most of the negative, like, stigma, at least in terms of, like, management and coaching, I feel like that's more of, like, the last, like, 6-7 years, not a reflection of who we have in now. So I think things are trending up, but it's still frustrating to see guys that were on your team, like last year, a couple of years ago, playing in big games, and then you're still at home waiting for your team to find themselves.
Yeah, I mean, even people like Marco Wilson are starters on other different teams now. Playing, he's starting, he's doing well.
I mean, good for him being a starter, but they didn't. He was on that Cincy defense.
Yeah, that defense as a whole is not
good. We've talked a lot about defensive line help. It still pains me to this day how we let Zach Allen walk to Denver with Vance Joseph.
Yep.
So that would have been huge if we kept Zach Allen on this defense.
He was the pass rusher that we needed the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Shit, Tyrann Mathieu left, won a Super Bowl. Todd Bowles left, won a Super Bowl. Bruce Arians won a Super Bowl.
Cliff Kingsbury's one game away from a Super Bowl.
Cliff is one game away. Calais Campbell had all kinds of playoff
out of all people.
I think the Cliff Berry.
That Cliff Berry cereal.
From Dingleberry to Cliffberry to Kingsbury and legit Kingsbury in Washington.
Yeah, no, I think the Kingsbury thing gets me the most. It's just like, But I will say this. I am happy for him. He's flourishing in what he does best. He is a good offensive coordinator when he's just an offensive coordinator.
For sure. 100%. The only person that didn't do well when they left was Josh Rosen, because he just wasn't going to do well, period. But, I mean, I guess there's other Josh Rosens out there. I can't think of them. But I think more often than not, they go get it done somewhere else. Like, even look at DeAndre Hopkins, man. The man's about to be in the Super Bowl, too.
And he's an afterthought in that offense. That's what really blows my mind.
He ain't doing shit.
So you said D Hop. So last night, like late as fuck before I went to bed, I was on FanDuel. You know what his over under receiving yards is on FanDuel? Hopkins.
What is
25.
it?
There you go. Yeah, Frankie got it.
Damn, okay.
Only 25, bro. That can be maybe one catch for D Hop.
Bro,
Listen, bro.
I
Last
went
game, he
past
didn't.
the last game and he didn't even get that.
He
They
didn't catch.
targeted him once the entire game.
It was the first game in his whole career he didn't get a catch.
Because Mahomes, all he wanted to do was give the ball to Kelsey, literally the entire game. And he was wide open the whole time.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Hey Dame, you have something to look up?
Yeah, what's up? What do you want me to look up?
Look up, because I was talking about it with you guys before like a few days ago before we aired. But look up and compare Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray's rookie stats. And like they're very, very similar.
It still blows my mind to think that when Jaden Daniels left ASU, that his teammates just were like, get this dude out of here. It's just like, look who is laughing now.
Like, yeah, it's crazy because Jaden Daniels, for the most part, led Kyler Murray by very little in almost everything. So, and that's the crazy part.
Look at it
But
this way.
except the difference is, I mean, we didn't even make the playoffs, but Jaden's one game away, dude. That's crazy.
Well, the thing is that, I mean, I'm not saying Kyler didn't have weapons because he was also set up very well after his first year, but Jaden Daniels walked into a great situation, really no competition for the starting job at all. Had, key players at running back, got Eckler in, freaking Terry McLaurin, he's a gamer. Freaking Zach Ertz is your tight end. It was a good situation.
Wasn't David Johnson still at his peak before he went downhill his rookie year? We still had Fitzgerald too.
No, I don't think Kyler played with a good DJ.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
So we got D Hop his rookie year then?
You mean Hopkins?
I was talking about Kyler's rookie year. Because I know Fitz played his rookie year because Fitz had that diving catch against Detroit, but we
I
didn't
know
have Hopkins yet.
I don't think DJ was still on the team.
I think we had AJ Green alongside with Fitz, and David Johnson. Maybe Zach Ertz, but for sure those two wide receivers with.
Even we had Hopkins.
Nah, did we have Hopkins and Fitz for 1 year together?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. It feels so long ago already.
We need to bring Larry back as
in the end, though, Kyler Murray did have decent weapons around him his rookie year, so he was set for decent success right off the grid.
I just think with Cliff, the moment of being a head coach was just too big for him. I feel like he would have been better suited to start out as an offensive coordinator in the NFL before being a head coach, and it would have turned out better for him.
So we had, I think we had Kenyon Drake as our running back that year. I think. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on.
He was good. He was actually decent.
That was one of the last years Kenyon Drake actually had a very productive year too when he was with us.
We had Dan Arnold.
Dan Arnold.
We had Michael Crabtree. Chase Edmonds was our. We had Kenyon Drake and Chad Edmonds at that point. Dang. Or Chase Edmonds, my bad. Chase Edmonds and Kenyon Drake were the only two receivers that we had, and DJ Foster.
Wow, Foster.
Who are the
We
wide
had Larry
receivers?
Fitzgerald. We didn't have D Hop. We had Christian Kirk instead.
Ooh.
We still had Kirk. Okay, so we
Yeah,
didn't
we
have
had
AJ
Kirk.
Green yet.
Nope. We had Byron Murphy. That was his rookie year too, I think.
I tell you
We
what, I
had
wouldn't mind.
Hassan Reddick. We had a way better defense. That's probably why we were better, because we had Patrick Peterson, Hassan Reddick. We had A2 Shipley as the center still. That man's on TV now. We had Suggs. He
Getting
disappeared.
Terrell Suggs. That was.
We had Jalen
crazy.
Thompson at safety.
We still do.
We had Buda Baker still. Tremaine Brock. I remember this team now. Chris Banjo. I loved Chris Banjo.
There's a good chance Reddick could be back.
I would love that. Demir Bird.
Demir Bird. Dude, that dude
Pharaoh
was fat.
Cooper. Yeah, honestly, Kyler had ass receivers. Demir Bird, Pharaoh Cooper, Michael Crabtree after he was good. Larry Fitzgerald was old.
The only thing that Crabtree did notable that year with us is getting a fight with Talib.
Yeah, straight up.
Okay,
so
Kyler did. So yeah, Kyler did have. So he wasn't. So it literally was just Fitz and a decent running game. But what were the stats? Because Jaden wasn't that far ahead of Kyler with their rookie years. Just the regular season alone.
Nah,
Like just the regular season itself.
that was good. That's all. Let me pull it back up.
Yeah, because I wish I freaking screenshot it and I just saved it for recent pick.
But no, like Kyler's rookie stats were pretty darn good.
Yeah, for having that core group.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like I can't be any more excited for this offseason, especially the draft and free agency, especially with all the money we
Kyler had more yards. Jaden had more touchdowns. He had more running yards.
But it's not by much though.
More running yards. Kyler had longer runs. Had a longer run though, the longest yard. Well, he had more yards per attempt, obviously, because he ran. He ran double the amount that Kyler ran, though. That's the thing about it is he only had 300 more yards, but he had 148 attempts rushing, and Kyler only had 78.
Dang.
So that's pretty impressive for Kyler. Yeah, and he had 6 rushing touchdowns, and Kyler had 5. Dude, and he ran 150 times, and Kyler only ran 80 times.
Anytime I see Kyler scramble, it's literally like I'm watching a video sped up.
Yeah, God, Kyler looks crazy when he runs fast.
Bro, he looks like a little kid running away from his parents with a phone.
Oh, see me now.
But yeah, I know the stats are pretty identical. That's like Air Raid Cliff Kingsbury offense, baby. That's K1, right? I mean K2. I kind of miss Cliff Kingsbury. We should have kept him around. We should have just demoted him like other teams do.
This just popped in my head. You know who's going to be available probably in the Titans fire sale? Who we should probably contact?
Oh God!
I know. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Wait.
Don't say Calvin Ridley.
Don't say it. I mean, bro, you've been glorifying Calvin Ridley for.
What are you gonna say?
Calvin Ridley, what's wrong?
No, Calvin Ridley's with the Jags, right? No, he's with the Titans. That's right.
Mayo Levis.
That's right. I don't know. I think the Calvin Ridley ship has sailed for me personally.
I bring him in as a number 3.
All right.
Let's think of number 2s.
You know how many times I've also heard that we're like people think Tyreek Hill would be a good fit here?
Tyreek Hill is not coming to Arizona, bro.
You tell the people that are talking about it.
Bro, if he came to Arizona, I'd be lit. I'd be like, yo, we're about to win so many games because he's the perfect weapon, bro.
Oh, 100%. Like, I feel bad for him the way things went in Miami this year.
If we got Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison Jr. would go up in value so much because he would be getting the ball way more because people would be double teaming Reed.
I mean, it's also wishful thinking. If we don't find, like, I don't know, at 16, I'm not sure if it would be good to trade it for a veteran, draft our edge there, or intriguingly, I would not be surprised if Monty moved up. Could you imagine if? I mean, this is just the Arizona and me speaking. Could you imagine if we moved up and drafted McMillan to pair with Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I could
But
imagine that.
how much will we move up in the draft though?
See, okay, so here's the thing. In a couple mock drafts I've seen lately, McMillan has dropped to as low as 9 or 10.
And we're at 16 though. That's quite a nip.
Yeah, for
We're gonna have
sure.
to give up a king's ransom for McMillan. I can see us jumping up a couple spots for Ashton Jency if we're like fuck it, but
See, I don't feel we don't. The only I feel like the only running back we should even be thinking about is if Scatabo is available, like in the third or fourth round.
Facts.
Jency already complimented Kyler.
Yeah, but we won't scat.
Yeah, this is what. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if we drafted McMillan and Scat in the same draft?
The Cardinals don't do offensive drafts like that. We're gonna draft an offensive lineman, which we really need to do.
Oh, 100%. I feel like Monty's gonna.
I would do that at 16. Let me draft an offensive lineman, another Paris Johnson Jr. type guy. On the other side, if we're committing to Kyler, we got to make sure that these offensive line are going to give him time. Because Kyler with time is deadly, man.
I was gonna say
Kyler,
Jonah Williams needs to be healthy. That's gonna be the biggest question going into next year.
honestly, Jonah Williams came back and fucked our season up. Literally, the offensive line was playing so much better without him. I mean, it was weird. He came back and we started sucking again.
I mean, it's just one of those things that certain guys have a groove and play well with one another, and if you mess it up, it doesn't
Yeah, he
matter.
was out. We went on a winning streak. He came back. We started losing. I don't blame him alone.
Well, there was also in that situation where we had that slide, we had that 19-6 lead blown against Minnesota, and then for some, I have no idea what was going on I don't know who did what in the universe to make that happen, but come on, you're gonna tell me that we got dropped on by the Panthers?
Yeah, that Panthers game was ridiculous. And
Like
the
that.
Seahawks game before.
You just like dinged like a trigger PTSD in my. I did not need to get reminded of that. You guys remember how mad I was that week?
Oh,
bro, you were pissed, dude.
Dude, your face was as red as the bird on my hoodie.
Bro, you were so mad. I was like, yo, he's really pissed off.
I was. That's when I was just checked out.
But
I get it. It's frustrating, man.
So, do you guys? What would you guys think would be better, drafting an edge rusher or getting one of the best available?
Either or. I think edge rushers are one of those positions that they're not like quarterbacks where you got to develop them for a year or whatever. Those fools come out the package ready to do damage. So either way, someone that's proven, we can get them for cheap. That would be my preferred method. But if we draft someone, we got a high draft pick. 16 is pretty high. I don't value top 10 picks in football as much as I do in basketball. I think you can get Shannon Sharp in the 7th round, 6th round. You can get Tom Brady in the 6th, 7th round. Obviously, it's different in football because
there's a much deeper talent pool and there's more guys that hit later. But in the NBA, it's just like, well, the top 10 or so we can almost guarantee are going to be decent players, but everybody else is like a mixed bag.
Yeah, as long as we can get an edge rusher from a good school that's known to make good edge rushers, I think that's what the Cardinals need to start doing. Go to the places that have receivers. These are places that make good receivers. It's proven. They do it. They turn them out. They know what to do. We need to do that for edge rushers. Get 2 edge rushers. Get one early. Get one late. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if he's there at 16, take the kid from Georgia.
That's what a lot of mock drafts have us taking that kid from Georgia, either whether it be one of their linemen on the offensive side or one of their linemen on the defensive side. So we'll see.
Georgia
That
is
feels
a
so far away.
football fact.
It
Man, we got
does, dude.
this.
The draft's like
What?
the first NFL like new beginning season. So
But by the way, what do you guys think of the 18 game possibility?
I don't like it.
They're going to have to eliminate another preseason game.
I don't care about eliminating preseason games, but when you start elongating the season like this, it makes records weird.
Well, yeah,
Because
not only that, but it's just like guys that normally would need a couple weeks to be like, hey, I want to try to earn my spot on this team. They have even less time now. It's just like if they have one bad game, they're potentially just, it's over.
for sure. And it makes teams like the Chiefs that go deep into the postseason every year kind of suffer because they don't get any time to spend with their family in the offseason because they're just always playing football.
bro, if they try to kill preseason, like my bold like opinion, that's just gonna kill fantasy football in my opinion. What's the point of the waiver wire if you're not gonna have a preseason?
Yeah,
Right, for sure.
going to show out if somebody goes down. It's just going to be a
Yeah,
revolving door.
I
And I
know.
feel like
There you go.
preseason is needed so people don't get injured. You know, you ramp up the physicality, you go into playing other team, you get hit a little bit before you actually have to play those games.
All it is a cash grab. Why are you going to, the thing I don't understand, why are you going to, do all this research and talk about safety and taking care of the players and whatnot, and then you're going to add another game?
Yeah, I don't really like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
That's less time that these players that already don't get enough time with their families.
But the reason they do it is because I'm sure you guys know this. The TV companies pay them hella money, and
Money.
they want to continue satisfying those TV companies. They're like, what if we get another game? Then we can put it on Amazon Prime, Peacock Plus, and then they'll have to buy it.
Oh my God, the
We'll give you an
Impact.com
extra 20 million
Disney
for that
bundle.
game. They're like, okay.
Right.
And then I ask the players, and the players are like, I don't really want to do this. So like, well, we'll bump up your guys' contracts. And they're like,
Dude,
oh, okay, we'll play it.
you can't even get anybody to show up for the Pro Bowl anymore.
The Pro Bowl is trash. That's why.
It's
Yeah,
flag football now, bro.
yeah. Damn, if that's the case, let's have us go represent the Cardinals in flag football.
Right? I think that's what they should do. They should make a fan football team to go out there for the Pro Bowl.
Hey, this is our pitch. This is our pitch.
That would be so fun.
We could represent the Cardinals.
We're the fake Cardinals. We're the unprofessional team. I play. I'm in good shape. I don't know about you guys.
I can throw a football over a mountain.
I'm dead. That's great.
Well, shit. You guys want to end off with who you guys want to see go to the Super Bowl this weekend?
Yeah, and I know who I don't want to see in the Super Bowl this week.
Anybody but the Chiefs?
City.
I actually to be that guy, I wouldn't mind seeing the Chiefs win and repeat for the first time in NFL history. Patrick Mahomes.
See, it wouldn't bother much as if I didn't know if they're gonna win. The refs are gonna holy fuck somebody.
I'm a fan of history, so I'm going for the Washington Commanders or the Kansas City Chiefs to win. If the Bills win, that's history too, so that would be cool. Josh Allen and the Bills will get their first one ever. But yeah, I kind of want to see Jaden Daniels win it the most, to be real. I know that would mean Cliff getting a Super Bowl, but I'm not that petty. I don't care.
I feel like most of America wants to see Bills and Commanders.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
That's for sure.
That way it's guaranteed. Man, see, I was on the fence because, I picked Buffalo last week, but I won't lie. I want to see Lamar win a ring, and if Lamar's not going to win a ring, I want to see Josh Allen do it. So
there you go. I kind of felt the same way. The Ravens losing made me kind of like root less for the Bills. I don't want to do that as a result of my fandom. Try to remain unbiased, you know.
And see, what's the great story about the Bills? It's kind of like similar to the Commanders. You got a couple guys on the team that are bona fide stars, but everybody else just goes to work, fills their role,
right?
Good, and that's why they're there.
I like the Bills, man. I actually don't really like the Bills, but I don't mind them winning the Super Bowl. They deserve it. They got to Josh Allen get the Super Bowl with his team. Fucking hats off.
It'll be his fourth time trying to dethrone Mahomes before the Super Bowl. So
yeah, I kind of like the villain angle for the Chiefs, though. It's fun, you know.
Yeah. Somebody needs to put the Chiefs through a table.
somebody get the Deli Boys.
Yes, the Dudleys, the goats. Bubba Ray Dudley. Man,
get the tables.
Those were the best days, man. Fucking Bubba Ray Dudley. Are you kidding me?
Dude, best matches ever when it was the Dudleys, Hardys, and freaking Edge.
Yes. Christian and Edge, the Dudleys, the Hardys. Those were the good old days, man.
Man, this is football.
It's Scotty Too Hottie and them.
Shut up.
Do the work.
X-Pac and Triple H. DX was my shit. I was the DX kid.
And now Triple H
around fucking telling people to suck it. Getting in mad trouble.
Hey, we start off with FLA. We can end it with suck it to LA.
Right, that's so funny.
The Dodgers, though, not the city.
Yeah, the Dodgers, not the city. We love the
Dodgers.
We're thinking of you, just not the Dodgers.
Yeah, we don't want to get shot up when we're going through LA. No thanks.
So what are you guys' predictions for the games this weekend?
I hope the Commanders pull an upset. That would be hilarious.
I'm gonna go with my heart, Bills and Commanders.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that would be perfect. But I have this suspicion. Well, I have a feeling it's at least gonna be Philadelphia. But as I've said this before, it's gonna depend on whether Jalen Hurts throws 100 yards or gets above 200. Because Saquon can't carry him all the way.
I think Saquon can carry them all the way against the Commanders. I just thought about Saquon Barkley just running for 200 yards and just totally ruining the game.
Bro, yeah, his over-under is 125.5. I'm like,
yeah.
What? I know Commanders' D-line is ass, but what?
Well,
I mean, their defense is bad. I'm not gonna lie.
America better hope that the guy who freaking chopped Jared Goff doesn't hit him.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to run like a Saquon Barkley, like 150 yards, but the Commanders to win that bet will probably be juiced. I think it'll be a shootout, and because the thing about it is the Commanders' defense isn't good, but the Commanders' offense can put up way more points than Philly's offense. Even if it's just Saquon running wild, AJ Brown has gotten like 3 catches in the last 5 games. You know what I mean? Like he's not getting the ball. So
see, here's my thing. I feel like if it's Chiefs and Commanders, the Commanders' offense can overpower Kansas City's defense, and we've seen, outside of Travis Kelce, who they're going to have moving the ball. There's no consistency.
I hope to God that if the Commanders play, they play the Bills because they're not beating the Chiefs.
I feel like the Commanders would have a better chance against the Chiefs than the Bills.
I think that the Bills have a worse defense than the Chiefs. The Chiefs' defense was like second in the league, third in the league in a lot of categories this year. They're a good defense. And he's a rookie, bro. Andy Reid versus rookie quarterbacks. That record is crazy. I mean, great. Let me look it up right quick, just so I don't look like a fool. Hey Siri, what's Andy Reid's record versus rookie quarterbacks? I found this on the web. Siri sucks, man. I ain't gonna lie. Oh my God. He actually has a terrible record against rookie quarterbacks. The head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs has a 1-13 record against teams with rookie starting quarterbacks.
What's up? What's up?
The Chiefs' only win was in 2020 when Justin Herbert led the Chargers to victory. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, AI must be on drugs.
This is why we can't trust AI.
What the fuck? Hold on, I'm gonna research this because that's crazy.
Yeah, like I was hyped for that, but then I'm thinking about that. There's no way.
I mean, I think it's real. Oh my God. This is crazy. Yeah. What in the world?
Dang.
Well, that's going to be extra motivation for the team if they play the. Yeah, the Commanders definitely won't beat him in the Super Bowl. Now that I've seen that he has that terrible record, I'm flipping my whole argument. The thing that I was using as a strong base now will be used as a strong base in reverse. He'll use it for motivation. He won't want to be that against that team. No, I would love for the Commanders to win it, and against the Chiefs, that'd be even sweeter.
But do they do?
I mean, I think the discussion is the discussion. Dylan looks like he want to go home.
I am home.
That's funny. Well, if you want to be home too, join us in the Arizona Sports fAnaticZ group. We got merch. We got links to all of our social medias down in the description. So please like, comment, please share with your friends. It helps us grow.
We
and
got comment.
We want to go live.
I know. I need to be more active on the X front.
We are 10K.
Yeah.
So make it happen. We'll keep making magic.
And until next time, mercy.
Later, y'all.
Anybody but the Chiefs.
FLA. Dodgers.
Dodgers.